Today we are going to share with you the AutoCount Procurement Planning Plugin. Previously, we called this plugin stock level by location. But stock level by location, many customers would misunderstand or not understand what stock level by location is. We renamed it to Procurement Planning Plugin.
As the name suggests, procurement planning means I want to order and I also need to have an idea of how much to order. So we can calculate all your branches' stock. Whether they are under the same account book or different account books, it doesn't matter. We calculate all the branches' stock balance, then determine how much you need to order, and then we will create a purchase order.
So you can do it separately. Each company makes a purchase order, or the head office orders the goods and then distributes them to the branches. This is called a procurement planning plugin. I have listed some of the distinctive features of this plugin here. First, you can use this plugin to check the balance of all branches. You don't need to check each account book if there are many account books. You don't need to check the stock balance through each account book. At the same time, you can check the stock balance of all account books in one place with this plugin. Second, it can automatically generate a purchase order. As I mentioned earlier, it calculates the balance and then can generate a purchase order. Here, what I want to say is that it is different from the original AutoCount in several ways. First, of course, we can generate the PO based on the concept of AutoCount according to the reorder level and quantity set by the boss. But as I mentioned earlier, you can calculate all the account books at the same time to generate. This is the difference. AutoCount can only generate by going into each account book one by one. Or for a location, generating for one location, we calculate the total at the same time. Whether you want to order through the main branch or the sub branch, we have this option. The second thing is we can also do some analysis based on that analysis to calculate the reorder level. Maybe the boss doesn't know if it's selling well or not, but we can calculate based on your sales record, how much you sold last month, how much should be restocked this month, and then how many days it takes to deliver. If it takes 20 days, 30 days to deliver, we have to multiply by 2 because it can't be calculated based on the monthly balance. It needs to be calculated over 2 months for ordering. This way, it will be more accurate. This is one of the functions. Then following that,
next, as just repeated many times, you can place orders through the centralized company, the head office, or each individual company can place orders. It doesn't have to be the same account book. It can be many different account books. This is one of our strong features.
Then the fourth is that you can not only place orders, but if you calculate the approximate monthly usage, you can directly update the latest prices and reorder levels in our system. This can be done for all branches on the same screen. If you don't want to do it on that screen, you can use Excel. We allow you to export the list to Excel, fill it out, and then import it back. Okay?
After that, there is a reorder formula. Some of them you might add lead time or add some calculations of your own.
You can 第一格要輸上行 formula 先吧. Maybe you don't want to follow our system. You have your own ideas for calculating the formula. We can incorporate your formula into our system to calculate how much quantity you should order. No problem at all. These are our 5 most special features. Next, let our partner explain to you how this plugin operates. Thank you, everyone.
The first thing to talk about today is because some customers have many companies or they have many locations, those stock locations, which makes reordering a bit troublesome. Because, for example, if they have 10 companies, this account book, if I want to restock today, basically, it logs into 10 account books to check their inventory balance, then how much is left and how much I need to restock.
This causes the customer to possibly find it very troublesome to go to each inventory. If he has more businesses, there is a solution we call stock level by location. This stock level by location involves 2 things. The first thing is that it allows you to view the inventory balance of all locations on one screen. The sales quantity, for example, how much I sold today, how much I delivered, my POS quantity, and the sales quantity. Additionally, it can combine all the outlets. Go into my holding to do reordering, which might mean that after calculating the balance of all outlets, when I restock, I will first bring it into my holding, and then when the goods arrive at the holding, I will distribute them. If it's within the same account book, we do a transfer. If it's another company with a different account book, we can do interbilling, meaning we bill them and they can receive the new purchases. For this plugin, first, when you install it, you need to go to location maintenance. Location maintenance basically allows you to add unlimited locations. There are 2 types.
For the first one, with the same database, you can choose different locations and you can keep adding, and then it might be different databases,
and you can also choose different locations. So it's unlimited. Then color, you can see these colors are something that customers can immediately understand which branch they belong to. And then your movement is like, I want to see how much quantity I sold. In some cases, you just need to look at the invoice, or some customers request, I also want my POS. You can choose POS, cash sales, you can tick it here. Then for centralized orders, for example, today I make an order, I have 3 locations, right? 2 here and 3 over there. So these 2 below, IPO and branch 1, the things sold when calculating the reordering will go to my headquarters. So if a customer requests such a requirement, you can say here, actually, these 2 items, this and this, belong to my headquarters holding. You can pull it up like this, pull it. Basically, the reordering for this holding and this branch will go to this location and this database. Maybe I'll talk about this later, so I'll uncheck it for now. Basically, you can select the project number when I do the purchase order, and you can choose these 2 for the purchase information. Once you've set these settings, you can add them anytime. So just press save. If you go to save plugin, basically you can go to the stock level listing. For the stock level listing, what we try to simplify it, allowing customers to choose suppliers, which group and item group filtering. Then actually we have several options, because sometimes when customers do not maintain the reordering, the situation might not show up. These 2 appear because I have maintained how much I want to order. That's why they show up. And then if a customer says, I want to see my inventory information, I want to see these balances, you can take this, include empty stock level item. Basically, show me all your inventory balance and then how much you have sold before. And its average transaction amount will be here. It's very detailed and you can see it like this. And if you have more than 10, it will be very long from left to right. For customers, dragging and viewing like this is very troublesome. Actually, you can click this floating balance, and from top to bottom, you can see how much balance quantity is left, instead of logging into different accounts every day to check your balance quantity. Basically, on this screen, you can see all the balance quantities. This is just to make it convenient for you to check the balance quantity. But then, speaking of another situation, because AutoCount export requires exporting the information to Excel, filling it out, and then importing it back. This export-import process might be considered troublesome for certain industries because their goods frequently change prices as they are based on the prices given by suppliers. His price will actually keep changing. In this situation, the customer can look at the balance quantity on this screen. For example, I can look here, see my balance quantity, then look at my sales volume, and I can adjust the price. Before adjusting the price, when you click into this batch edit, basically on this screen, everything, for example, if you see now, today I want to adjust my reorder, or just say I want to adjust my price, the main supplier can also be adjusted, and fixed price, this is the price meter. Or just say there are certain things you take. Maybe you need to adjust the selling price. That's also fine. Basically, you can take out whatever you need. For example, this 1300, I want to adjust it, maybe raise it a bit to 1500 like this. Or because for some products like selling paint, for example, there might be a group of paints with the same price. You can basically use the keyboard, Control-3, for example, to adjust all at once to 1250. With this instant shortcut key, you can adjust everything at once. It's convenient for customers to make changes. I'll close it for a moment and then open it again. Actually, it can be done in 2 ways. You press Shift to select all, or you choose alternatively like this. As long as you enter one column, it will adjust it for you directly. You don't need to key in one by one. Or you don't need to export to Excel, then select all on another page in Excel. No need. If some customers still prefer to use Excel, that's no problem. If you really want to do it this way, you come here and get an export data. You do the same. You export it to your desktop, and then you can open it. After you open it, it's the same. You just change what you want to change. Then also copy all and return to this screen. You probably can't see my Excel. What I mentioned was in Excel, the information you fill in Excel, then you copy all and you paste the data. It's the same. It will tell you these 3 rows you have changed. If you want to see the previous changes, you will see I changed these 3 things today. To confirm, you just need to press Save Changes. It's easier for customers to do maintenance because basically on this screen, you have this account book every day. So they don't need to use another account book for inventory management. And this is for making changes. Just this plugin not only lets you see the balance, do reordering and check sales, but it also allows you to modify the inventory information. As I mentioned earlier, I don't want to check this includes stock level item because there are many. Actually, I'm just showing 2 samples because for these 2 samples, I've already done the reordering. Reordering is actually available in AutoCount as well. Look, we go to stock item. And then AutoCount itself has the reorder quantity right here. Therefore, when you install this stock level listing, we will basically disable the reorder screen of AutoCount. This is because we won't use this result to calculate the inventory. And then we have a tab called stock level by location. Here, you just press add pieces I want to reorder. I always reorder pieces. Which location? Then you can fill in the quantity here. Then let me first explain that this is based on the AutoCount method, because with the AutoCount method, when my balance quantity reaches a certain level, I need to order a certain amount. It's the same here. You can do it this way. But remember one thing, if I have multiple units of measure, you only need to fill in the units of measure you want to order. If you don't want pieces, you fill in box, you fill in whichever. The system doesn't know which units of measure you want to order. For example, if I encounter a multi-unit of measure situation, I have pieces, I have boxes. Actually, every time I order, I definitely order boxes. I will fill in boxes here. I order boxes every day, and that's fine. Remember to fill in the UOM you want to order. And then you can also choose different locations. Here you can set the order quantity for different lines and different locations.
Then after you fill in these things, basically, if you don't check this and then press inquiry, it will appear. Here, if we have something called convert to reorder UI, what does this mean? For example, today it's a pharmacy. They have sold and restocked a lot. I can't possibly restock so much one by one. Usually suppliers ask them to order by the box or by the garden. However, for different pharmaceuticals, you can't sell gift cards by the box or by the garden. You definitely have to sell them in sets of 3. You sell in packs of 3 and you restock by a garden. You see, your stock level each year is quite insufficient. And then if you have checked this, we will automatically convert it for you. For example, this item. If I don't check it, you will see its quantity will be like this. It's sales volume. Regarding sales volume, you see we have divided it into moving quantity, which is how many quantities it has sold in total. And then during this period, within a month, it actually averages 0.06672. This indicates that the sales of this product are not good because it sells very little. From here, these 2 columns, just this small column, sometimes you can tell whether this product sells well or not. Because the builder, traditionally, they rely on their supervisor, and whatever the supervisor says to order, that's what they stock. In such cases, if there are leftovers, the boss doesn't know if it's due to overstocking or if the product is actually selling well. With this kind of plugin, the boss can easily know whether a product sells well or not just by checking the inquiry. For example, if I sold 510 million, my average monthly sales are 17 units. Then you can see account quantity, and 1 means 1 transaction was made. Throughout the month, I sold 1 transaction, which means this product's sales are not very good. Watch out with these 3 columns. You can make a decision, simply put. As mentioned earlier, the convert UOM, if I don't check it, you can see it is like this. It calculates based on the quantity you sell. But if you do check it, we calculate it for you because with this multi-UOM, I order in boxes. Therefore, the system will help you combine whether you sell pieces, boxes, or cartons into your boxes unit of measure and then calculate for you. The result is that I sold 3 boxes and on average, it is 0.1. Then I open 2 orders. The information is displayed like this. Then now the AutoCount personal feature is that if my balance quantity is less than my reorder level, I need to place an order. This is the personal logic. If that's the case, I need to place an order. It's very straightforward. However, when it comes to another industry's approach, we need to consider how much has been sold recently and then how much inventory to keep and for how long. In that case, you actually don't need to check this use item reorder level. If I don't check it, we'll look at the first item. I press inquiry. This, now I pull it to my holding line. Actually, within 1 month, in this month, I made 1 transaction. Total quantity is 511. And then we will divide it by 30 days. Actually, the volume of set of 47 was sold in the past day. Then I need to store 30 days worth of goods. How much balance quantity do I need to have? Here it is. Reorder is 511. I need to have this quantity to fulfill my 30 days of inventory balance. The system will calculate this formula for you and help you with reordering. Basically, I still need to order 24 more boxes. How do the 24 boxes come about? The formula is right here. Take a look. I said that my moving average quantity is that I sold 511 units, and this quantity of 511 is within 1 month. Basically, each day it's 17 units on average. Then my reorder level is 17 multiplied by 30 days, which is 510. 5511 means that if I fall below this quantity, I need to reorder because I need to store 30 days worth of goods, and it's not enough. Here, it's 5511, and currently my inventory only has 489 quantity. 489 quantity, and then it's still not enough to store for 30 days because I need 511 minus 489. I'm still short of 22 units or 22 boxes, depending on your unit of measure. When I order from the supplier, definitely won't say, you order 1 box, I'll give it to you, because some suppliers have a minimum order quantity. Therefore, my minimum order quantity is actually 12 units. When I order, it must be 12 units, and then the system will help you add. Actually, you need to order 24 units. It cannot be ordered in bulk because the supplier has fixed it so that each purchase must be at least 12 units. The system will help you multiply by 12 like this. So multiply the 24 quantity. It is the closest to the quality quantity you want. Coming here, we calculated it for you. 24 of this quantity after you enter the purchase order or come here, there are actually 513 quantities. It is enough for my 30 days. If today you say, I don't want that, I want to order more, I want to order for 120 days, you can, no problem. You just need to enter it. The system will calculate for you for 121 days how much quantity you need, and then you're available. How much quantity will come here. Now, this method basically means the user does not need to set the reorder level. The reorder level is decided based on their sales and purchases. And also, it is decided based on their storage space. If you can see these quantities and confirm they are correct, you just press this reordering. For reordering, we now have 2 locations. One is branch 1 and the other is holding. Branch 1, I actually opened a purchase order for it, which is MK1. And what is the quantity? You can see it here. Then if the purchase order is posted, we will basically help you capture the last purchase's supplier if there is one. For example, this record, you see, this record shows the last time I bought from this person with auto counts and selects.
These blanks mean I have never bought from this supplier before unless you have filled it in the AutoCount item maintenance supplier. You can choose. And sometimes the system calculates and I say the customer is worried, like there are so many of this quantity. I'm afraid I can't sell them all. No problem. You can do it yourself. This allows the customer to make changes themselves. You can make changes yourself. And once everything is comfortable, you just press post-process and it's done. If the customer wants to know, say I bought 4,000 from him, how much is it? What information is there? You can click to let him know. This is the price. It's all there. For this, you will see there are two groups, which means there are two POs. Because it's not two POs, it's two companies. I open one for this company and I open one for that company. In some cases, for example, today I am doing centralized ordering, like a central kitchen. So I take my stock level and here I tell the system, actually this HQ, calculate the stock for holding and the branch. I just press save. Then I return to my stock level listing inquiry and I reorder. The system will help me combine everything. All those two locations will hold one purchase order, just a holding purchase order. How many purchase orders? It depends on how many different suppliers you have. If it's like this, then it's two purchase orders because there are different suppliers. This is a satellite order. Then afterwards, if something can't be used, the customer says, I want to use this method for the certain items, and for certain items, I want to use the AutoCount method. That's fine. If you want to use the AutoCount method, which means ordering as much as you currently have, you deduct this, use item reorder level, and it will calculate based on your reorder. If you want to decide how much to order based on your sales volume, then don't hold this and you fill it in. Then basically, after you do it, it will go to your purchase order, for example, like this seat. This will add it to your purchase order. For your purchase order, it will wait for your goods to arrive. Here, if this is the entire reorder cycle, instead of using the AutoCount reorder advice, then going to inquiry and placing it, it's a bit different. It allows customers to choose how they want to calculate the reordering method. If your customer is very special and wants their own formula, no problem. We can support different formulas. If there is one, let us know, and we will write some ad hoc scripting to help with the calculation.
It can be customized, the calculation. It doesn't have to be just these two.
The goods have already arrived at my headquarters and I only have one account book and many locations. What should you do in this situation? Do you want to distribute the goods? If you distribute the goods, you can use the AutoCount source transfer. Or click new, then select which item. Like this, and then decide how much to distribute to which location. Isn't this step very slow? If it's slow, you can use this source transfer into source transfer. You create new. Basically, from sales, you can say that we will do it based on the transactions. If I want all the goods purchased from January 1st to March 4th, they will appear on the screen. Then I press select and it will automatically restock for me, just like that. It auto selects for me. Actually, we bought a batch 2 with no quantity and I restock as much as I bought. Press OK and it will appear. If you look at it this way, it seems like there's nothing here. But if you have 10 locations, 20 locations, and many items, this will be very fast. You just press confirm and press OK, and everything will appear here. Then basically, if you press save, if you have 20 source transfers, we will automatically create 20 for you here. For the customer, it will be more convenient. If they have one account book with many locations, you can do it this way. If you want to do interbuilding, that hasn't changed. But you need to go there for sales and deliver as much as needed. You need to do this step. It is used for this stock level. These things are still for restocking, checking balance, and quickly editing the inventory information.